I'm about to start a YouTube comment war real quick right here. I'm just gonna put it this simple. I'll make it a quick and easy line. So get ready for your keyboard fingers to get crazy, because Knives Out was the best movie of the year 2019. Fight me. I know Endgame came out, but Knives Out was a better movie. All right, you have fun with that. That's it for the review. Goodbye. Yeah, I gotta finish this review, so don't think that you can just walk away now. Keep watching, because I'm about to break it down. The movie Knives Out, that I think is one of my favorite movies of all time now. That I love this movie, and hopefully this review doesn't be that long. But we're about to find out today on this episode of Movie Breakdowns. What's up, world? Welcome to another episode of Movie Breakdowns. I'm your host, Ali Zakka. What's up, world? Welcome to another episode of Movie Breakdowns. I'm your host, Ali Zakka, and what is Movie Breakdowns? A movie review series. We look at new and old movies, give them a grade, A through F. Plus and minus do count. And there's a movie you want me to review? Let me know. Please put in the comment section below, and I'll get to it as best I can. I also have a Patreon, Patreon/Ali Zakka. And on this Patreon, you can add for whatever you want. You cut in line, you're paying for my services, and I review the movie. Thank you to Ty Phoenix for being a Patreon member, because he requested a lot of stuff that's getting put out before YouTube, before it gets to YouTube and Facebook. You can put it out on Patreon and get a pretty much prioritize over everybody else, because he's paying for my services. So if you decide to pay for Patreon, whatever you ask me to do, I go watch it, unless it's like a rated adult film or a like super like college level movie that's just not fun to grade this. But it's like big movies that like, okay, this is well known. IMDb is grading it, and so is Rotten Tomatoes. I'm doing it. I am doing it. Also, thank you guys for watching this episode of Movie Breakdowns. I really appreciate it. Appreciate you guys. Love the support. Love everything. Thank you all so much. And another thing with Patreon is that you get trade reactions, trade reviews, and much more stuff. Now, let's go ahead and get into today's episode of Knives Out from 2019. I love this movie. First thoughts, I love this movie. I've watched this movie 4 times now. 3 times in 1 week. One, because I kept stopping and pausing at every little details of it to get the little like, oh, that's what I missed the first time. Oh, that's what I missed the second time. Because this movie that's been directed and I think written by Rian Johnson was done so well. It was done so well, so meticulously written, meticulously placed, camera angles set up in certain spots. The actors and actresses in this movie are giving they're not phoning anything in. They're giving 100%. Michael Shannon, when he's supposed to be menacing, he is menacing. Jamie Lee Curtis, when she's supposed to be menacing, she is menacing. Ana de Armas, did I get her name right the first time? Armas? When she is supposed to be like panic and scared, she feels panic and scared, and when she's like kind of getting clicks and being smart and outwitty, she's bringing the heat. Freaking Daniel Craig with this hilarious accent is doing such a great job too. Like this whole movie, Lakeith Stanfield, when he side eyes Daniel Craig and kind of like jokes about it, like so good, so good. And I ain't talking about Captain America. Chris Evans in this movie, and when he comes in, by the way, this movie's like 2 hours and 30 minutes, 20 minutes long. I'll double check that later. But when Chris Evans comes in as a main character in this movie, about like an hour into it, he pretty much steals the movie, and he brings so much to it. Like, this movie is phenomenal. It is done so well, from writing to storyline to setup to camera angle to placement to characters' reactions, characters reading things and then another person reacting to it. The mix of like modern day, not even politics, but modern day conversations that bring on good talking and thinking points. Like, this movie is not I would say this. As you watch a movie 50 years from now, you'll probably be saying some things like, yeah, that's kind of dated. That's kind of outdated. Okay. Because the conversation they're having in this movie are things that are happening today. and it set in Norfolk, I want to say Virginia, where that's what the settings is. So it's not like a big city. It's like a modern city, modern sized city, and I don't know, I've never been to Norfolk, Virginia, so I can't really say at the size of the city, but it's not a huge city. It's not like you're New York or Los Angeles, Chicago. It is pretty much a small city, and this whole event's happening here. I love this movie. Love it. Love it. Even to the full small details where Anna's character picks up the medicine and she knows which one's the right one by picking up and how the size of it is, so she knows this right here is the correct medicine to give and this right here is the wrong medicine to give. Like, it's phenomenal. Phenomenal. And what is this movie about? It's a murder mystery movie. Murder mystery. Kind of like who did it? Kind of like, no, I'm gonna say Clue. Is Clue a murder mystery game? I think so. I don't know. I never played Clue, so shock and awe. But it's a murder mystery game. You gotta figure out who committed the murder of one of the characters in the place. And as they're trying to figure it out, they thought it was a suicide. It turns into somebody actually killed somebody. And this detective gets brought into the storyline because he was called in. If it was a suicide, he wouldn't be called in. So the whole time he's taking a back seat and watch as the other characters kind of point fingers and try to figure out who did what and who did this and who's behind it. What did our father really kill himself? And then there's a part of the movie where the father lays out a will. He lays out a will and says, my doctor, she's the one that gets all my inheritance, everything, the house, the money, all of it, the books, everything, she gets it. And this set this family ablaze. And by the way, the family is a rich family that pretty much been given everything off of the back of their father. Like, he worked his butt off and they helped in here and there, but they really was bailed out by a lot of situations from their father, and he was trying to teach them a lesson by saying, like, you guys relied on me way too much. You guys didn't really do anything on your own. And now I'm going to give this to somebody who actually came in and worked her butt off to get where she wanted to go. So I'll give her all my inheritance. But the way he did it, though, he knew that he wasn't poisoned. So what kicked everything off is that Anna character, and I'm going to just put a character list up here. Like, I know all the actors and actresses, like, their names, but the character's name is something that they said it all the time. And there's so many characters that you kind of forget who's who. Well, names wise, you know the characters, like their character identity and them, you don't forget what their characters look like. You remember exactly what they look like. But as far as their names, I'm gonna pull the name list up. But Anna's character, who is Marta Cabrera, she thought she mistakenly gave Christopher Plummer's character, Harlan Thrombey, she thought that she gave Harlan the wrong medicine, and she thought that she poisoned him and pretty much he's gonna die within 10 minutes. Now, Harlan was like, as this is happening, he's like, so I got 10 minutes to live, it's already been 6 minutes past. He's like, wouldn't it be alright, like he's already knows that, like he's in the right frame of mind before he commits to suicide. He already has everything set up for him to die. Like, it's his birthday, he's like getting 1 year close to dying. He was like, you know what, let's just go ahead and kick this party off. And he was sitting there watching Anna like panic, and he was like, this is what we're gonna do. Here's everything you need to do to make sure this looked like a suicide, which it actually was, because she doesn't mix the bottles up. But anyway, Harlan decides to give her the whole rundown, like tells her to go downstairs, do all these little things, make it look like he actually is moving around, all that stuff, like check marks, X's, O's, cross off the box. And it's really meticulous plan that Anna has to follow, or Marta has to follow. And Marta's like, I can't do this, I can't do this. She comes back and Harlan just like cut his throat. Like, holy crap. Okay. Alright then. And at the beginning of the movie, Daniel Craig character, who is Benoit Blanc, he is sitting in on this investigation where Lakeith Stanfield character, Lieutenant Elliot, is getting the rundown to every member of the family. He's talking to Jamie Lee Curtis's character, he's talking to Michael Shannon's character, he's talking to Don Johnson's character, like everybody in the family, and giving them like getting different scenarios of what's going on, and as they like revealing who they are. Also, I can't forget her name too. Toni Collette, who is an excellent actress. You watch Hereditary, she knocks out the park in that movie. Like everybody, and as you're listening to these characters reveal their story or how they know Harlan and what the case may be, they're each one kind of like well known or famous in their own circle or community. For example, Toni Collette's character is she's Twitter famous, social media famous. While Michael Shannon's character, he writes books, he's been working on books with Harlan, and Jamie Lee Curtis' character is a business owner. So each one of them are all like well known and established in their own right, but they all have been established thanks to their father. So as they're explaining the story and going through the whole rigmarole of everything, the layers keep getting peeled back that this is more and more than just a suicide, especially when Marta gets the will. The family are like, you can't do this to us. You don't deserve that. You're just his doctor. You're not even blood related. And then Chris Evans' character versus Ransom comes in, and it just goes out of control from there. You get a high-speed police chase. It's not really a high-speed police chase, to a murder mystery, to holy crap, Ransom tried to kill his great-grandfather. And actually, or not great-grandfather, his grandfather. And actually, Ransom was trying to kill Marta. Also, Ransom killed Frida. Like, Ransom is a horrible person. He is an asshole. And it's not my word. That is actually what they call him in the movie. That's how they really like break it down. That, oh, you're an asshole, Ransom. That's why this stuff is happening. You're a dick. And it's great. Like, I'm not giving this movie justice. I never feel like I give these movies that are top tier, phenomenally done, well written, camera angles, facial reaction, the acting, everybody's all in. I feel like I don't give these movies justice. That you need to just go stop this review and go watch this movie, because even the ending and how everything's revealed, because Rian Johnson gives you exactly what happens. Like in the middle of the movie, probably the first 40 minutes, he tells you what's going on. And the rest of it is like, wait a minute, so this is what's happening, what's next? And then you start wondering if Marta's going to be okay. Then you start getting into it with Ransom, and then you're just like, I don't know how this movie's going to end. I am curious. And then at the end, you get like a Scooby-Doo moment, which is, well, I gotta wait for it. Wasn't for the meddling kids kind of situation. It's a great movie. I love this movie. I love it. I'll probably watch it here again in the next week or so. It is phenomenal. It's worth the watch, hands down. Friday night movie with your friends and family. Just get together and just do it. I'm gonna get into the cast. I'll come back to some fun facts. So Daniel Craig character as Benoit Blanc. So when you look at the trailers for this movie, you think Daniel Craig is like a main piece in this movie. He is and he is not. He is kind of like a side character almost, like a watcher of seeing everything that's going on. He doesn't really inject into this movie until he really needs to be, which I think is pretty cool. Like even the opening scenes where they're going through each character, he's in the background, not even like trying to steal the movie. He comes in, makes notes, and then throughout the movie he's here and there, but he is never really like the main focal point until he has to be. But when he comes on screen, it is breathtaking. Like, he is great. Chris Evans as Ransom, phenomenal. To me, he is still Captain America. Like, when I watch this, the mannerism, the things he moves is that of Captain America, but Captain America was a jerk. Like, he is nothing different from his Endgame character. Like, you watch Endgame earlier that year to watch Knives Out, or which one came out first, you'd be like, that's Captain America, hands down. But in this one, Chris Evans adds a little more of a dickish version to that guy. It's still him. Nothing really changes. Same facial features, same hairstyle, same color. He's just more of a dick. But the movie's that of Captain America. Maybe that's how Chris Evans walked, but is that of Captain America. Then you have Ana de Armas, not Roma, Armas. Phenomenal. She carries this movie. Like, this is her movie, and with the big cast around her, she doesn't get like she doesn't get swept underneath the rug. She does a phenomenal job because mostly it's her and her interaction with everybody. But her interactions, the things she does when like she can't tell a lie and she throws up because of it, like in her reaction, her facial reactions to certain stuff, and her thinking through things. Anna does a great job with Marta's character, and I love her for what she's doing in this movie. I first saw her in Blade Runner 2024. The new Blade Runner movie. I can't think of the name of that movie right now, which I also love that movie too. But when I first saw her, and that's when I first recognized her, I was like, who is this character? Who is this person? Who is this actress? She's doing a good job. And then in this one, she's phenomenal. Jamie Lee Curtis as Linda. Jamie Lee Curtis. Like, her emotions, her reaction, her facial presence, her presence on the screen when she reacts to certain things is great. Like, the reading of the will, and it gets revealed that Marta gets everything, and she like confronts the guy that's reading, the lawyer or whoever's in that's reading the will. She is like yelling, and this visual face on her, like, ooh, acting's great. Michael Shannon as Walt, great character. His reaction, his comments and stuff, and then him and Don Johnson's interaction with each other is also great. But there's a scene where Michael Shannon really gets to prove like that sinister vibe of him when he meets Marta in his hallway, and he gets really creepy, and the lighting change, and tops to Ryan Johnson for doing this, making him look like a menacing character. Which all I can think of, I think of Michael Shannon is his character from Man of Steel. I will find him. It's that same menacing version. It's just like he has a cane versus being General Zod. Don Johnson as Richard, great. Love his reaction, love his comments. Toni Collette as Joni, I thought she did great as well. Like, her personality, and each character had their own unique personality too. And these actors and actresses brought it to the table. They brought it to light, where I felt like nobody really got swept underneath the rug. Like, each person had their own movie if it really broke out into that. I think that's really neat. Lakeith Stanfield as Lieutenant Elliot, thought he did a great job. Christopher Plummer as Harlan Thrombey, also R.I.P. Christopher Plummer. Great. His acting, his cheekiness, his reaction to Marta. This cast has great chemistry. I'm gonna say that right now. Everybody knows how to play off each other. Everybody knows how to work well with each other. I think the cast phenomenal. I could talk about Catherine Langford as Meg, Jaden Martell as Jacob, and Eddie Patterson as Fran. All did a great job. And then, as far as the writer and director, Ryan Johnson. So this movie is purely Ryan Johnson, the guy who made one of my favorite Star Wars movies, The Last Jedi, which I gave that review a very strong review. I've kind of taken it back, rewatching it a few times. But Ryan Johnson knocks out his park in this movie. He is a writer, he is a director, he's amazing with this, and I'm excited making a sequel. And money-wise here, so the budget for this movie is estimated $40 million. That's the budget. This movie made $165 million in the United States and made $300 million worldwide. So this movie did great. I love this movie. I love everything about it. I love the writing. I love the setup. I love the flow of it. Pacing, at a certain point, it could get a little like, but it doesn't let you down for too long. Like, the movie takes you up and keeps you up, and then maybe the pacing of it might go a little bit down, but it comes right back up and keeps it going. And then the ending of it, it just, like, maybe the slow part in this movie could be, I know the will is a very big part. Marta finding Frida is a big part. The beginning is a big part. Maybe the car scene chase, maybe that scene could be like, are we really doing this? But it's fine. It's fine. I love this movie. That's be like nitpick on my part. Is it a Friday night movie? Yes. Watch with your friends and family. Great time. I'm gonna grade the movie Knives Out an A+. This movie's an A+. Freaking love this movie. Like if I had to compare this to Endgame that came out that same year, I would say Knives Out is a better movie than Endgame, only for this fact. Because this movie right here did not have any other setup, it didn't have any other like lead up. Endgame, you need to watch the whole MCU to really figure out what's going on and why it has such gravitas. Endgame was more of a culmination of all this other stuff that made it such a great movie, that made it like, oh my gosh. But if you watch Endgame and not seen either of the Marvel movies, you'd be like, who is this kid? Who's like, okay, I don't really know what's going on. But Knives Out, you don't need any of the backstory. You get everything laid out in a well, concise movie. By the way, this movie is an hour and 30 minutes long. So 2 hours and 10 minutes. Great. Great. Worth the watch. Watch your friends and family and enjoy the movie Knives Out. If you see Knives Out, what do you think? Please put in the comment section below. Other than that, see you guys in the next episode of Movie Breakdowns, and keep being awesome. Thank you guys for watching this episode. I really appreciate it. Please like, share, comment, subscribe. Also, you want to see what else I'm doing in my normal life and other things that's going on, please follow me on Instagram at Ali_Zakka. I'll put it right here around my face. Yep, right there. Also, if you want more episodes of movie breakdowns or grind towards success or whatever it is I'm doing on YouTube, you know what? Follow my page right here, like I said before, the little comment thing right there, And then you can watch the last episode of Movie Breakdowns right here, and watch the last episode of Grind Towards Success right there. Other than that, thank you guys so much. I really appreciate y'all. See y'all next time. Keep being awesome.